We're using sequences in the context of word problems. So these are situations. Louisa's savings account had $50 in its first year. Each year since then, her account accumulated interest, so it's growing, amounting to 15% of the balance in the previous year. All right, let G sub n be Louisa's account balance in the nth year of savings. So in the first year, since it is nth year, that means this is your first term. So our first term is 50. We have a growth of 15%. A percentage growth means that we're growing. So we have our original 100% that we had from the previous year, plus the 15% that's being added, which means it's 115% every year. So what does that translate? That translates as 1.15. So remember, when you're dealing with decimals, from percentage to decimals, it would go twice. Once, twice. So 100% is 1. So adding 15% is 1 plus the 0.15. All right, so this is our growth. Every year it gets multiplied by that. So that growth is a multiplier. What does that mean? It means, out of our options, this is a geometric sequence because it's growing by that 15%. And they gave us the first term, so I'll go ahead and use the first term format for the explicit formula. So this is geometric because it's growing percentagely growth. And then the explicit formula for this, for the first term, is our zero number. Our zero number is 50 times, I like parentheses for this, times what? It's 1.15. That's our growth, 15% growth. It means you're adding 15. If you're losing 15% every year, it'd be 0.85. You'd subtract it from the 1. So remember that when you're dealing with percentages, always think about your 100% in terms of the context. And then you can subtract or add from that 100%. And then our exponent key, I need for the first term, it would be n minus 1. All right, and we are in terms of n, so everything looks good there. First term growth, n minus 1 exponentially. Got it. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, Olivia read a book. She started on page 20. Each minute she reads 3 pages. Let G sub n be the page Olivia was on at the beginning in the nth minute. So in the first minute, she was on 20. So this is the first term again, F-I-R-S-T, term. Very common, giving you the first term. It's the 20. And she read 3 pages every minute. Each minute she read 3 pages. That's a constant growth. So what does that mean? That means it looks like the form of y, in this case, G sub n. Let me just remind you of the first term format. G sub n is equal to our first term is 20. Plus our growth is 3, and times our n minus 1, moving it to the first term context. All right, so in this case, this is our first term. There's our growth. And then this is the first term context. I'll call it style or formula. All right. And that's that n minus 1, moving it to the first term. Usually it's a lot easier to think about it in terms of 0 term. I like that because it doesn't shift and it's pretty straightforward. But in this case, it's set up to shift for you. If you wanted to, you can just go back 3 pages and find the 0 term here. But let's just go ahead and stick to the format that the problem is originally in. So constant growth, three pages every minute. Explicit formula, like we have it, 20 plus 3 parenthesis n minus 1. Okay.